In my fantasy of becoming what I intend to be, I have to acknowledge I am a fear biter. Like those little dogs with ankle biting capabilities, they appear sweet, but occasionally they will bite your nose off. That's not to say they're not the most lovable and caring souls with endless generosity, but they don't wake up with a sweet lick on your mouth. They wake up with a bossy bark and a reminder that no matter how small they are, they're going to tell everyone how things are done. Likewise, my stories would never be written into a cheerful book of poems, because I think you have to have a sunny disposition for that. It's not something I necessarily aspire to, but I envy it in others. I really do love smiling, happy faces. The lightness of just existing. The feeling of walking across air. The morning of my surgery to remove the hematoma on my leg after I fell down 14 stairs, which left me disfigured, I got to the pre-op room and was instructed to get out of my clothes and climb under a blanket made of what looked like an item from space. At first I thought, they must be kidding. This light as oxygen contraption was not going to keep my epidermis warm. I suspended my belief and got into it. Warm air was being pumped into the blanket, and it was like a feather lying on top of my chest. I felt surprisingly secure in my cocoon of silver and blue wrapping. It was like a metaphor for life. No pressure on my bones, no need for heavy sighs, nothing pressing down on my bodacious bosoms. Just a feeling of nothingness. I wondered if this had a deeper meaning. As they wheeled me down the corridor, I saw Boswell, as he called himself, Boswell, the anesthesiologist. He was right there ready for my injection of Versed. I really didn't want that drug, but they insisted I have it. You look a bit anxious, he gawked. This is not anxious, I responded. But in that moment, I realized no one ever sees us the way we want them to. I would love people to ask me to join their card game or book club and refer to me as the most excruciatingly sunny, happy, achingly sweet, and lovable person. That would be nice, but not likely. I do belong to a knitting club, something I never thought I would do. I thought knitting was for old aunties, but quickly realized it's very trendy now. It's a combined mixed arts group. Textile arts, crafting, writing, and eating. My favorite thing. But eating does not take talent. Anyone can do it. We are only 4 in the group, so it's hard to get scrappy, which is good for me. Everyone is generally agreeable. And of course, sunny. Sunny. Like the spring holiday story, which brings to mind the Roman spring of Mrs. Stone. I could probably play that role now. But then again, every day I fling open my window and sing, "'Cause everything old is new again," to the birds who are chirping outside in the trees. I'm also referring to myself. I realize that I'm renovated and renewed from the length of time I've been cocooned in my old skin for the last 12 months. Despite the dramatic fall down the stairs, my face looks like a milky, creamy peach. I couldn't be more gorgeous. On my next birthday, I will be 21, for any of you that don't know me. Did it ever occur to you that if you lie still enough for 12 months and don't crack a smile or interact with others or get into fights, God will reward you with a reawakening? Little men will come at night and reconstruct the hound dog look that has crept up on you. Well, I'm afraid that's a bit late for me. The birds are not chirping. It's not spring here. In fact, we have another blizzard outside. For the love of God, please make it stop. Another blanket of wet white mush for me to slip on and develop a hematoma on my other leg. The only way for me to safely recapture my once youthful appearance on my backside is to lose my back haunches with exercise and diet and a lot of flax seeds. But what I learned from this relationship with stagnancy is what's joyous. And I just want to relish it. It's the nothingness, the silence, the austere whiteness of looking up at the ceiling, the occasional pig snorts of my dog staring at me, the laying back on my bed and thinking of England. This mindless soul searching is to no avail because I never change. I don't become a more interesting person. It's also futile, but also wonderful. All of my childhood, I was told to get up, have a program, plan for the future, work hard. People always telling me what I was and what I wasn't. You're not an artist anymore. You gave up acting, my father said. Is that so? I thought. We'll see about that. Dear God of love, I want you to know that I know you played a dirty trick on us, and it's going to be okay. We will forgive you because you're you, and we have no control over that. But it gave me a chance to be still inside the chaos of things, to be resourceful. And because I didn't get caught up in any risky behavior of any sort, I have survived. Thank you, God. By the way, it's Harriet here.